Kareem enters Millstone High School, and the halls seem to absorb him almost as if he doesn't exist. Heads turn slightly, eyes flicker, but no one approaches. His clothes are plain, almost forgettable. An oversized hoodie, worn sneakers, and an ordinary backpack. Yet, in his quiet, deliberate gait, there's a subtle awareness that hints at something beneath the surface. He notices a child muttering behind his hand, a teacher's sigh, and the faint marks of scratches in the hallway. Details most people would overlook. Rumors follow him like shadows, stories from Detroit, of neighborhoods where survival is a daily strategy. The audience senses a tension in his stillness, the kind that whispers, "This isn't your average kid." Every glance he gives, every subtle movement hints at a mind trained to detect danger long before it arrives. No showmanship, no performance, just the invisible weight of someone who's faced more than most, moving among peers who think they know him out of nowhere. And the atmosphere seems poised to shift. The camera lingers on the whispers, the sideways glances, and the growing subtle curiosity. But someone in Millstone didn't like being ignored. American enters the very embodiment of high school dominance. Broad-shouldered, smug, and perpetually in control, he scans the cafeteria as if it were his own private domain, and instantly his eyes fall on Kareem. The quiet kid stands aloof, untouched by the social currents, and this unsettles Brooke more than he can express. He approaches, swaggering, attempting to provoke, ridicule, and humiliate, his entire arsenal of intimidation. Yet Kareem doesn't back down. He doesn't answer, he doesn't rise to the bait. This silence, unsettling to most, deeply disturbs Brooke. His ego swells. Brooke's followers watch, confused, then fascinated. A hidden obsession is forming, a need to assert control over this enigma. Every step Kareem takes back only increases the tension. He hasn't fought yet, but an aura of exploited power radiates from him like a coiled spring. Brooke's unease deepens into a quiet paranoia. The camera focuses on the glasses exchanged between the tables and the whispers of curiosity. Brock didn't know he was pressing on something that was trained not to break, but to be hit. The harassment escalates, small at first, then deliberate. Notes slipped into lockers, laughter in the hallways, shoves from behind. Small gestures designed to elicit a reaction. Kareem's silence feeds the rumor mill. Some whisper he's dangerous, others that he's fought before. Some imagine a criminal past, feeding their own insecurities. The teachers, distracted or unwilling, ignore the minor incidences, allowing the tension to fester. Brock's patience wears thin. He's plotting, a calculated ambition behind the gym, confident it will confirm his dominance once and for all. The hallway whispers now collide with action. A moment is coming, a moment that will define power, perception, and fear. Kareem remains calm, aware, and calculating. And even as the whispers grow louder, his composure never wavers. The tension intensifies. But what happened behind that gym wasn't a fight, just a misunderstanding that finally exploded. Time slows down behind the gym. 3 bullies circle each other, teeth clenched, fists clenched. Kareem steps forward, his voice calm, warning them to stop. Logan throws a wild, reckless punch first, and everything starts moving. Kareem moves with the precision of someone who has practiced response and self-control countless times. One blow, barely a second, and Logan collapses, stunned and coughing. Brooke freezes, disbelief etched on his face. Ty hesitates, unsure if this is real. Every move is calculated, every reaction deliberate. There is no chaos, only controlled force. The clatter of sneakers scraping the concrete, the mangling of brief breaths, the stunned silence of onlookers, all point to the shockwave of power no one anticipated. The arrival of the assistant manager adds a new layer of tension, yet Kareem remains calm, as if this is merely a prelude. In every frame, every second, the audience senses an almost superhuman skill, an underlying truth that Kareem is not just defending himself. The school was taught a lesson it wasn't prepared for. But Kareem's real battle wasn't on the sidewalk. It was in a meeting room, Inside the assembly hall, the stakes shift. Students whisper in the hallways. Teachers exchange nervous glances. Brooke tells his version, crafting a victim narrative. Social media erupts. A video, edited to portray Kareem as the aggressor, spreads fear and gossip faster than any school announcement. The board sits hesitantly, swayed more by perception than reality. Kareem and his uncle enter, acutely aware that the odds are stacked against them. The atmosphere is charged with judgment, suspicion, and anticipation. Every word spoken feels like a potential turning point. Every glance scrutinized for hidden bias. It's a battleground between perception and influence, where truth is as fragile as a whisper. The audience is on tenterhooks, sensing that the real test is no longer physical, it's the court of opinion. And just when the tension reaches its peak, just when it seemed the whole thing was about to collapse, someone spoke up. American Delaney, the cool, untroubled art student, steps forward. Her voice pierces the tension like sunlight through the clouds. She recounts every detail. The atmosphere of the triple threat, Kareem's quiet warnings, Logan swinging first. Her testimony unravels the tightly constructed narrative, revealing the truth with precision. Faces in the room shift, some filled with guilt, others with relief. Brooke's confidence falters. The council hesitates, unsure how to proceed. The power of truth is palpable, as if the silence itself were the true villain. The social media buzz shifts subtly, doubt replacing certainty. The audience experiences a dramatic reversal. The underrated witness changes everything with nothing but words. The decision changed Kareem's future, but his reputation? The halls of Millstone High School are never the same. Students avoid Kareem, but not out of hatred. Fear and respect mingle in uncertain ways. Teachers readjust their interactions, some with cautious respect, others with lingering suspicion. Brooke retreats into silence, his image tarnished, his social dominance fractured. Small acts of courage begin to emerge. Children rise up in simple ways. Teachers intervene before incidents escalate, and the school starts to consider the consequences of ignoring warning signs. Kareem carries a heavy awareness. Justice has been served, but peace is something internal, quietly earned. The camera lingers on subtle shifts, a whisper of trust, a nod of recognition, a student helping another. But everything changed the day Kareem finally spoke up. Kareem stands on the stage, not to dazzle, not to perform, but to speak the truth. His words are simple, spontaneous, and honest. About labels, about silence, about what it means to survive without losing oneself. No acting, no exaggerated gestures, only clarity and authenticity. The students listen attentively, not out of fear, but because the message is powerful. A single, hesitant clap begins, then grows louder as others join in. Finally, the hall resonates with recognition and understanding. For the first time, Kareem is seen not as a rumor, not as a threat, but as a presence, a voice that commands respect. And for the first time, Kareem wasn't invisible. Kareem walks around the school, now slower and lighter. He approaches a younger student, teaching him to trust through patience, not threats. The lessons learned go beyond self-defense. They're about belonging, facing challenges, and finding oneself without compromise. The narrative concludes with quiet victories, small smiles, mutual respect, and subtle change. The camera lingers on the cascading effects. Students who once ignored each other now communicate, and teachers who hesitated now intervene. Kareem's journey is completed not with violence or domination, but with courage, truth, and the quiet power of integrity. The final narrative rests on the idea that true battles are not fought with fists, but with the courage to stand up, speak out, and belong.